my cuff and give you discomfort. Just know that in the hood they gon' bump this.
Oh hey guys, thanks for coming in. You know, if I got a nickel for every single time a natural disaster has hit my town, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that this happened twice now. But I guess before the third one happens and we just go straight biblical, we gotta talk about this new Nas album, King's Disease 3, being the 3rd installment in the King's Disease series, obviously, and not missing a step in comparison to the other 2, with Nas dishing out another round of high quality bars, while Hitboy gives another 17-track run of some of the best production I've heard this year. Alright, so I don't know a better way to say this, but this might just be one of the best hip-hop projects I've heard this year. Like, it's very satisfying to be able to see that Nas hasn't lost not one step and can be so consistent at such a high quality for these 3 installments in the series. His wordplay, his delivery, and the messages he dishes out are all amazing, and I feel helps give a better understanding towards the modern day conscious rap or lyrical rap scene. I mean, you have tracks such as Recession Proof that goes into his past back in the 70s and 80s, with him talking about trying to dodge some bad influences such as hard drugs and whatnot, but still getting into his own slew of trouble, getting licks, and dealing in shady business. Or how on the track Legit he talks about ways black people can really elevate their grind and get genuine money instead of hitting the streets and getting stuck in a cycle of poverty, instead promoting more black homeowners and turning drug dealers into entrepreneurs. Or even on the track WTF SMH, which kinda is and isn't what I expected from Nas and Hitboy, but with the message still being there, talking about how us as black people shouldn't be pitting ourselves against each other, because to everyone else we'll just be looking like the fools just for them to use it to their advantage. Instead, we should drop the pride and ops and uplift each other for us all to succeed. And there's also other little ways that Nas tries to deliver a message on this project, but it all just comes off very smooth and still giving enough flair to not sound corny or annoying like some other conscious rappers tend to be. But as for the production, to no surprise, Hitboy goes 3 for 3 with this one, tapping into the classic boom bap sound, a couple of beat switches into the pop trap sound, a little bit of drill, and surprisingly goes into the light feet wave that took over New York City around a decade ago on the track Get Light, giving us this groovy dance beat that allows anyone to really let loose, or I guess in this case get light. But as for those beat switches, they were also pretty high caliber, with Nas not missing a step in showing his versatility on each one, especially with the track Michael and Quincy, going from the boom bap sound that old heads would definitely enjoy, but then going into this fast-paced sound that Nas floats all over with these hard-hitting 808s that makes this track one of my favorites from this album. But there's also Reminisce with this drill beat switch that I didn't expect someone like Nas to want to hop on, and I didn't even think he'd really go all that crazy on, but he honestly exceeded my expectations, and he didn't even have to take too long, with the beat switch only being the ending of the song. But even before that happens, we get these little synth keys sprinkled on the beat with a boom bap sound that I feel perfectly complements each other. And that's not the only track that uses little keys to give some flavor to the beat, with Recession Proof going for this more deeper and bass heavy sound, while the keys are sprinkled about that I also really did enjoy. But overall, this album hits on just about every angle imaginable for me, especially when it comes to Hitboy and Nas, with them already proving how high caliber they can be with their previous installments. I think I'm mainly just impressed with how consistent they can be, both on the production and rapping side, seeming to not miss a step and still be able to shake things up to differentiate each project just enough to prove that they aren't just one-trick ponies. So to put this on the scale and giving us a strong 9 out of 10, definitely being one of the best hip-hop projects I've heard this year, and a perfect homage to New York hip-hop and the old school sound as well. But how y'all feeling about this new Nas and Hitboy? What would you rate it? Let me know down in the comments, like and subscribing, follow my IG and Twitter, and follow Chocolate on Instagram if you like the illustrations. And on that note, I'll see you guys on Monday when I finally put my deep water paddleboarding skills to use. Peace.
It's Christmas.